Deeper into the cave, where the light from the entrance was starting to fade, he found another pile of bones. But this one had sharp horns and formed into a steadfast beast on 4 legs. "Go no further. There is nothing for you here, Reflection," the beast clacked. "But I wish to keep going to see for myself," replied the Reflection. "Then you must get past me," snorted the beast. The Reflection dodged the beast's horns, then slammed the bag of bones onto its spine, shattering it. Like before, he collected the fallen bones into a bag and continued on his way. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Spooktacular 2021. I'm your host, Radimus13, and today we are looking at Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Ractonite. Once again, Radimus13 has thrown away the box before I had a chance to review this figure. That fool will have to pay somehow. Oh well, we shall continue on, just diving right into it. As you can see, Ractonite has a fossilized Strachosaurus form. Quite impressive looking. The dry brushing on this is fairly nice, if a bit messy. It does certainly add something to the figure as opposed to some of the weathering we had seen in other Transformers lines. The red eyes do quite a lot popping from the skull, providing a quite evil glare. And we have a purple Predacon symbol right there. Articulation-wise, is actually quite impressive for a figure like this, with all the joints having be present in their limbs, even some movement in the tail and head, as well as jaw. Very, very impressive. Yes, I quite like this one so far. Like Paleotrex before it, it transforms via parts forming. But before we do that, let's go ahead and compare him directly to Paleotrex. As you can see, Paleotrex stands quite a bit taller, being a bipedal dinosaur. But they have about the same bulk, they're just spread out differently. This one feels a lot more hefty, but I'm fairly certain it's the same amount of plastic, just spread out. It's quite nice seeing these two together. I rather like the idea of them being some sort of elite Predacon team. Alright, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get Ractonite here transformed. And here it is in robot mode. Quite impressive. It's a rather sturdy and stout-looking bot. I particularly like the asymmetrical armor on the shoulders. It's very much a bruiser. I could see this bot going through walls like they are nothing. Like Paleotrex, the color doesn't seem to change much from mode to mode, though you do have a little bit more of the dark gray here, as well as the bright red eyes in the robot mode. Speaking of the head, I quite like this visor-like thing that it has. Again, adds the idea of perhaps a battle mode, or perhaps some sort of advanced sensor suite. Another thing that I quite enjoy doing is this. You can pop the shoulder apart, and you can have the arm be extended, almost like the arm off of the Shinlong or Ultron Gundam from Gundam Wing. Articulation-wise is also quite impressive. You have a ball-jointed head, rather decent shoulder rotation and movement, even a semblance of a double-jointed elbow. No hands, though, which is quite disappointing. You have this peg here, but it doesn't look like a hand. You have to use your imagination. Waist articulation, universal hips, single jointed knee, and ankle tilts. So, impressive for the type of figure that it is. Let's go ahead and compare it to some other bots you might know. So, first up, here he is next to Ironhide. Then, here it is next to the Age 1 Normal. He's quite bulky in comparison to both, if you ask me. And finally, here he is next to Paleotrax and Transmutate while we're at it. It's quite interesting seeing all three of them together. Overall, I would say this is a very impressive figure, one that is a fine addition to anyone's collection if you can find it. I understand that the distribution on the Kingdom line is hit or miss depending on where you're at. I wouldn't recommend paying exorbitant prices for it, but if you can find it for retail, then why not? It's a good figure. That's what I say, at least. Anyway, that has been a review. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all those fine YouTube manipulations. You want to let YouTube know that I'm good, yes? Check the description below for links to my storefront where you can get official shelf space, t-shirts, and more. And yes, thank you again, and I'll see all of you the next time you invade my shelf space.